DJI have done it again with a brand new 360-degree drone. This is called the DJI Avata 360, and these are all of my first impressions after my initial few flights. For full disclosure, the Avata 360 was sent out directly by DJI, and this video has been sponsored by the D1 store. Keep in mind though, all of my thoughts and perspectives throughout the video are my own and they haven't been influenced by anyone. The first thing I noticed instantly was just how thin this drone is. Now, this is an iPhone 14 for comparison, and you can just see how thin this drone is. It's actually remarkable how thin they've made it. The main piece of hardware on a 360 drone is the 360-degree camera, and this is it right here at the front. But what's very unique is that it can actually spin to put it into either a single lens mode or the 360-degree mode. You can see how flat it sits when it's in the 360 mode. You've got the lens underneath and the lens on top. But like I said, it just flips into place to put it into the single lens mode. And this is also how it lands as well. So it can go from 360 mode to then, as it's initiating the landing process, it will then flip into that single lens mode, just so that there's these little protruding feet here that will operate as legs to land on the ground. All of that seems to work seamlessly, and you also have the built-in propeller guards here as well, so you've got that peace of mind knowing that if you knock into anything, the drone can keep going. This drone does have obstacle avoidance, but one thing that I noticed is that it depends on what mode you're in. So if you're in the single lens mode like this, it seems to only give you front-facing obstacle avoidance. Now, when you go into the 360 mode, so when the camera flips down and gives you the full view of everything, that's when you seem to get even more obstacle avoidance. So you just have to keep that in mind, knowing that the 360 mode is where you're going to get that peace of mind with true obstacle avoidance here. I did find that the footage from the single lens mode was a little bit jarring, seeing as this doesn't have like a true gimbal setup here. What actually happens is if the drone's flying like this, so depending on how windy it is, the footage will be on a little bit of an angle. Now, you can fix this in post-production, and there are ways to fly the drone to get it a little smoother, but because we don't have a true gimbal system in here, that single lens mode is a little bit limited here. Although I did find myself actually having a fair bit of fun flying with that single lens mode, just because I was able to get some really unique FPV perspectives. It really gives you that banking effect and that really nice movement effect like you're flying an FPV drone. So I found myself having a fair bit of fun with that, but in most scenarios I found myself just putting it in the 360 mode just to get the most out of the drone. From all my tests, I was just using the DJI RC2 here, so it really did feel like any other standard DJI drone. Really easy to maneuver, super responsive with all the inputs. The touchscreen was very responsive, and it just felt like any other DJI drone. So that actually was really nice in terms of peace of mind. Didn't feel like you were learning a whole new system, a whole new drone. Even the software feels very similar to any other experience that you've had with any other DJI drone. Now, there are a few really cool features within the drone. The first thing I noticed is that we have the full rotate mode like we've seen on previous drones. So we saw it with the Mini 5 Pro and the Mavic 4 Pro, and we have that rotate mode here. So you can get really unique rotating perspectives as you've got that 360 perspective. So as the camera system rotates, you get full view of what's happening. So you can get some very unique perspectives here that you probably can't replicate with other drones on the market. It's just something that's so unique. I also like how you've got different perspectives, or almost like different field of view options. So you can just have a standard view like you're just flying any other standard drone, and you just see what's happening in front. Then you get one where it's zoomed out a bit, and then one where it's zoomed out even more, and it gives you almost a 360 perspective as you're flying the drone. So that was really fun to play around with. And even when you're in different modes, you have different controls and functionality that you can play around with. If you guys are interested in the Avata 360 or any other drone, camera, or accessory for that matter, then make sure to check my links down below. I've actually helped Australians save over $110,000 on their drone, camera, and accessory purchases. So check all those links down below. There's a few different ways you can interact with the DJI Australia store. You can go in-store to one of the many DJI stores around Australia. Just mention DansTube in store and they'll help you out with the best deal they can. You can also go to their website and use the code DansTube upon checkout. That will help you save on, again, most drones, cameras, and accessories. Doesn't work on everything, but most of what you're looking for, it will work on. And you can also reach out to them directly if you want that personal touch. sales@d1store.com.au. Again, mention DansTube and they'll help you out there. And for all of my international viewers, don't you worry, I'll also have some links down below as well. They'll all be down there, so check them out. If you do pick up anything, it does support the channel. So thank you again for all the support, and let's get even deeper into the Avata 360 and see what else it can do. The Avata 360 does have quite a distinct sound to it. It actually reminds me a lot of an FPV drone. Like when I was launching it and even just hovering it to get some of the footage that I got, it has quite a prominent sound to it. It's very unique, the sound that comes from it, and I would compare it to the sound that an FPV drone would produce. With that being said, for my first test, I didn't get to fly with the motion controller or the goggles. I will have a whole video on the channel dedicated to that, but just the core experience here, flying it like a standard drone, was really impressive because from my perspective, when I'm flying, it just feels like any other DJI drone. Really stable, reliable, great range from it. I found I had no interference. It didn't drop out at all. The responsiveness of everything was on point, just like any other DJI product. But then when I got back to the studio and once I was able to actually see the footage, that's where you actually get to see, wait a second, we've done something very unique here. We've rotated the camera while we've got a 360 perspective, and then I can do whatever I want in post-production. I can frame it however I want it. I can put different effects to it. And that's obviously where it opens up just a whole new creative playground for people. That's actually something that I was quite surprised to see. Like flying the drone itself didn't feel remarkably different from any other DJI drone. And it really should, because it's a 360-degree drone, but they've created the experience in a way that it just feels so natural. Like if you've flown literally any other DJI drone, you can pick this up and fly it very quickly, and you're gonna know how to use it. Like you can put it straight into focus track mode, you can put it into, spotlight or active track mode. You've got all of those features available straight away. You've got all the quick shot modes that you're used to, so I put it in the rotate mode, but you can go in rocket or circle, and you've got all of that same functionality that you're used to. But then you seem to forget in the moment that, wait a second, this is all 360 degrees. I can do whatever I want to it later on. Throughout the video, you'll see some 360-degree video and 360-degree photos that I captured on the day. That was my first test. So that's my initial test. That's everything out of the box, set up, updated, ready to go. And that's just initially out of the box. No playing around with any of the settings or anything like that. That's just auto mode, ready to go. And throughout the video, you'll also see a few little clips from the DJI Studio editing program. And so 360-degree drones and cameras, whatever it is that's 360, you need to have solid software. If the hardware's there, which we've got a really nice camera system here, but the software's not there, it just doesn't work. It doesn't marry up. But the DJI Studio application on Mac and Windows seemed to work really nicely from my initial test. Now I want to dive a little deeper into them and see how it actually operates and what I can do with the app version and whatnot. But from my initial test here, the DJI Studio is great. Does exactly what you want it to do. Really easy to frame up after the fact. Easy to focus on a particular perspective or, whatever it is that you want to focus on, a subject of sorts. Super easy to do that. You got a bunch of customization options, and I found that we were able to get what we wanted out of the footage without feeling like there were any limitations to it. In terms of battery life here, I found that it was competent. It did exactly what I needed it to do. I was able to fly, get a bunch of perspectives, get some photos and videos, track a few subjects. But then that battery warning came up, and it seemed like it came up quicker than what I was expecting. I guess I'm used to flying other DJI drones that give you like extended battery life. So this is definitely a little bit of a dip in the battery life department. Nothing huge though. Like again, because everything's captured in 360, if you're capturing in 360, you get so much of a perspective that it's easy to get one shot, move to the next spot, get a bunch of things, photos, videos, and different modes. And then by that time, you're ready to fly back anyway. So it's not a major problem here. It's just a different workflow. That's how I would describe it. Just takes a little bit of a different perspective to go into that shot, knowing that, hey, if I film this way, I'm still getting everything this way, this way, this way, everywhere. So regardless of what's going on, if there's boats over here, kite surfers here, people here, whatever, it's capturing everything anyway. So I don't have to keep getting different perspectives. In that regard, battery life wasn't a major problem, but I did find myself going, oh wow, I've already got to return now. Like maybe I was just having so much fun, but that was kind of my initial thought when I was flying, is that, I just want a little bit more battery life per battery, but definitely not a major problem if you have the fly more combo. Nice and easy to just come in, swap out the batteries, and launch again. I can't wait to play around with the Avata 360 more and show you guys what else it can do. But from my initial test, my first impressions here, I'm blown away initially by how thin it is. Like that just blows my mind still when I'm looking at it. It's just such a thin drone, so impressive. I love the fact that they've gone with a unique perspective here. So we've got a single lens or a 360 setup. That's so unique to me. It just gives you a little bit more creativity and freedom there. Love how that all works. I'm also really impressed with the photo and video quality just straight away. DJI. It looks great, and that's something that DJI are known for, right? Like, they've always got high grade, high quality photo and video from really any of their drones, regardless of the price point. And so for this drone here, I'm just blown away with what we can get on a 360 drone. Again, 360 drone is a whole new industry, a whole new space, and this is their first time entering it. So it's a big risk. There's a lot of different factors involved here, but they've done a great job of executing a 360 drone with some unique features here. And also the peace of mind knowing that this feels exactly like any other drone. You can just pick up a controller and fly it. You don't have to worry about having goggles on and learning how to fly FPV or learning a motion controller. You do have the option to fly the motion controller, but you don't have to think too much about it. If you just get the combo with the controller, it just feels like any other drone from DJI. And that to me was a great peace of mind, knowing that I could just go out and get the shots and not worry about anything else. I'm really excited to see what else I can capture with the Avata 360, but it's just so cool to see a 360 drone from DJI, to get that full 360 perspective and to have some unique kind of options here that are available to us is something that we haven't seen from DJI. So can't wait to see what you guys think. Can't wait to post some more content on the channel so you can see what else the Avata 360 can do. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll chat to you very soon. Peace.